Welcome students, again welcome on my channel. As we have I have uploaded 5 chapters videos already on my channel. So now we have started the chapter complex numbers. So I have uploaded first video. I have already uploaded, you can see it on my channel. Now next second video I am going to upload. In first video what we have done about the imaginary numbers and complex numbers, right? So in this video we have to move next, right? So we will do as you know very well that you have done imaginary numbers. You know very well that what is an imaginary number and what is an complex number. What is a complex number? So already in my first video you can see my first video. In that video these will be clear more. Now here we are going to start next topic, that is conjugate of complex number, right? So today we will do conjugate of complex number, right? So as you know that complex number is in the form of real and imaginary. Sum and means combination of real and imaginary numbers. So today I'll do conjugate. Like example, we have let z is equal to a plus iota b is a complex number. We have to find a conjugate. So conjugate is denoted by z bar. So what is z bar? Whenever we have to find the conjugate, our imaginary term will be changed into opposite sign. If here is a plus, it could be minus. If here is a minus, it could be plus. So we have to change a minus iota b. This is known as conjugate of a complex number. Is that clear? Whenever we have to find the conjugate, it is a sign of conjugate z bar, right? We have to find the conjugate of the term. So this iota imaginary numbers sign would be changed. If here is a plus, that would be minus. If here is a minus, that would be plus. So this is the conjugate of it. So this have some properties, but we will do it on later, because firstly we have to just complete the syllabus. As NCERT based, there are some properties. If I'll write the properties here, so it will take more time. So we have to just focus on the concept, right? So this is the conjugate of a number. Next one is modulus of a complex number. Next one is modulus of a complex number. Right. Now come to the modulus. So as you know, modulus you already know on real numbers modulus it would be always positive. But here we are talking about the complex number. So we have to find the modulus of, let z is equal to, again z is equal to a plus iota b. So we have to find the modulus of this, right? So modulus of this is equal to, you have to a square plus b square only. You have to learn it whenever. For example we can take, if I have a z to minus 3 iota, so modulus of it would be 2 square plus minus 3 square, means it would be 4 plus 9 under root 13. So in this way you can find out the modulus of the complex number, right? So means we can say square of a real part plus square of imaginary part, right? So in this way you can find out the modulus of. So now we have done conjugate, how to find the conjugate, and you are also learned that how to find the modulus of a complex number. So now next we have to find the reciprocal of a, actually reciprocal in my first video you have done that inverse of a complex number. So inverse means you have done inverse of complex number. Now here reciprocal of a complex number. So same are there, reciprocal of a complex number, right? So let z is equal to a plus iota b. So we have to find the reciprocal, means 1 over z. So 1 over z means a plus iota b. So whenever complex number is in the form of denominator, we can rationalize it, right? So rationalize this number. As you know, whenever we have to rationalize, we have to change the sign of the number. So it could be a minus iota b divided by, I already told you in my first video, means a plus iota b, a minus iota b is equal to a square plus b square, right? So now if we can do it reciprocal, if I'll talk about the reciprocal, what is this? This is conjugate of complex number. A minus iota b is conjugate, and here modulus of z square. What is this? Is a square plus b square, under root is a modulus of complex number, so it's in modulus of modulus square. So this is the reciprocal of a number. Is that clear? Right? Now next, come to next after reciprocal. Now we'll do some examples, right? We'll do now some examples that how can we change a number in the form of a plus iota b, means express in the form of a plus iota b. So in this form we have to express the numbers. So how can we express? Let's see. Like I have example, minus iota into 2 iota into minus 1 over iota cube. So we have to express this number in the form of a plus iota b. So let's start. We have to just multiply it. It is minus 2 iota square and it is minus 1 over 512 iota cube. Right? So what is this? Iota square is minus 1. So here is minus 2. It would be 2. Now iota cube. Now because iota square is minus 1 and iota cube is minus iota. Right? So here we can minus iota minus plus means iota over 512. Right? So 2 can be cancelled. 2 2s are 4. 5 2s are 10. 6 2s are 12. So it means I have 1 over 256 iota. So I can write it 0 plus 1 over 256 iota, where a is equal to 0 and b is equal to 1 over 256. Now we change in this form. In this way you have to change, and any question would be there, you have to change it in the form of a plus iota b by solving the question. Now take one more example. Like I have one more question. One more example is that, like question 3 minus 16 divided by 1 minus 9. Right? I have this question and I have to change this in the form of a plus iota b. So now let's start. So 3 minus, it is 4 under root minus 1 and 1 minus 3 under root minus 1, because it is minus 16 into minus 1, 9 into minus 1. 16 square root is 4, 9 square root is 3. So we can change this. 3 minus 4 iota, we know 1 minus 3 iota, we know under root minus 1 is equal to iota. Now we have this form of complex number. Now we can change it in the form of this. So first we have to rationalize it. So we have to change the 1 plus 4, 1 plus 3 iota. We have to rationalize it. By rationalizing this, we can multiply 1 plus 3 iota, and 1 minus 3 iota, 1 plus 3 iota means a minus iota b, a plus iota b, a square plus b square means 1 square plus minus 3 square. So what it would be? We multiply first by 3, that is 3 plus 9 iota minus 4 iota minus 12 iota square divided by 1 plus 9, sorry. So what is, like this would be 12 plus 12, because iota square would be minus 1 to plus 12, that is 15 plus 5 iota divided by 10. 5 could be cancelled, so 3 plus iota over 2. Right? 5 common, we can take common 5 and could be cancelled with 10. So here denominator would be 2 and it is 3. So we have 3 by 2 plus 1 by 2 iota. It is a plus iota b form. Right? So we have to change this question in the form of this. So in this way there are many questions in your exercise. You can solve your exercise and you can find out the, you can easily whenever you practice more and more, easily concepts would be clear. Okay, next square root of a complex number. Next form is square root of a complex number. Square root of a complex number. Next is square root of a complex number. So I'll take an example. I'll solve it by taking example, because otherwise it would be difficult for you to understand. So I'll take one example. Let 5 plus 12 iota. Find the square root. Find the square root of right. We have to find the square root of 5 plus 12 iota. So we can take let 5 plus 12, let square root of this is x plus iota y, because we have to find square root of it, right? Real number square root we can find easily, but here if we have to find this, so we have to find the value of x and y. Clear? So x and y value find by finding x and y value we can easily find out the square root of. So let square root of this is equal to x plus iota y. Now squaring both side, if we'll scale both sides, what we'll get? We'll get 5 plus 12 iota is equal to, what would be? X plus iota y square, right? So we can find it x square plus y square iota square plus 2xy iota. So what do we have? We have 5 plus 12 iota x square minus y square plus 2xy. Now if we compare these, what we have, compare these, we have x square minus y square is 5 and 2xy is equal to 12. By comparing real number equal to real and imaginary number equal to imaginary number, we have x square minus y square is a real part, that is 5, 2xy is an imaginary part, that is 12. So now we have this. Now you have to use here, because we have x square minus y square. If we will find x square plus y square, so we can easily find out the xy values. We have to here we have to use the identity. Now use identity. X square plus y square whole square is equal to x square minus y square whole square minus 4 x square y square. This is it. No, sorry. That would be equal to, this is equal to x square plus y square, because we have to find the value of x square plus y square. So use identity. Yeah, I have already written x square minus y square whole square minus 4x square y square. This how it is there. I'm just going to tell you simple example. If we use x plus y whole square, what it would be? It is equal to x minus y square minus 4xy. I can write it. How it can be? Let's see. I can write it x square plus y square a square minus b square minus 2xy. Sorry, here is plus, right? Minus 2xy. So it is plus 4xy, right? It is now it can be written x square plus y square plus 2xy, and this is the square root of this. This is the square of this. So that is why I have used this, because here is xy to here x square y square. So 4 we can. So now you can easily now you understand easily how this identity is used, right? So this was the just example to tell you that how we have used this identity, right? Now next step. So now x square plus y square whole square. Now what is value of this? we have 5. 5 square plus 4. We have, means we can write it 2xy square. 4x square y square is 2xy square. So what is, we have 25 plus 12 square means 25 plus 144 means 169. So it means x square plus y square is equal to 169 whole square, means x square plus y square, we have two values plus minus 30, right? So we have two values plus minus 13. So by using these any value we can, by using any value we have to find the value of x and y. So by using these identities, find out the values of x and y. So let's see, we can take positive number here, right? So what is that? Now I'm going to solve this here because space is very less, so that is why. Now we have x square minus y square is equal to 5, x square plus y square is equal to 13. You can take any value, both can be used, but we take only plus value because we have to find the values of x and y. So if we add these, add these, so we have cancel 2x square is equal to 18. So x square is equal to 9. So what is x? Plus or minus 3, right? Put value. Now again put value of x square here. Now x square minus y square is equal to 5. X square 9 minus y square is equal to 5. It means y square is equal to 4. So what is y? Y means plus minus 2. Now we have to find the number, right? Here we have to see, like x is also positive, y is also positive. So we have both values either positive, either both values negative, right? So we can say under root of 5 plus 12 iota is equal to plus minus 3 plus 2 iota, right? Plus minus I have to written it outside. So 3 plus minus 2 iota. This is, right, this is our square root of complex number. So in this way you can find out there is the same method. Any question you can find out by using this. First we have to find, you have to suppose that this is equal to this. Now you have to find the value of x and y. So we will scaling both sides, we get this. Compare real part and imaginary parts. Now next you have to use this identity. Keep it in mind, you have to use this identity always, right? So find value of x square plus y square minus, you have already, you have to find the minus. So you can find values of x and y, then you can, it's very easy. When you practice it, when you will do more questions, then obviously concept would be clear, right? So this was the concept, how to find the square root of a complex number. Now next is that, next concept is geometrical representation of complex number. Means the representation of complex number. Now till now we have to done the square root and so on, simple things we have done. Now next we have to do that the representation of complex number. How can we represent a complex number diagrammatically, right? So representation of a complex number, right? Next is representation of complex number. Representation of complex number, right? We can represent it into three ways. Okay? Three ways we can represent a complex number into 3 ways. What are those ways? First, geometrical representation. Second is, first is geometrical representation. Next is vectorial form. And third is polar form. All forms we'll do one by one. we can also say trigonometrical form. Trigonometrical form, right? So in three way we can represent a complex number in a geometrical representation, in a vectorial form, and in a polar form or trigonometrical form. These form will be explained later, right? So first we'll focus on geometrical representation of a complex number. How can we because you can till now you have already done that, how can we represent the numbers on number line, right? So geometrically you have done like in a quadrant form, we have x and y. How can we plot x and y points in a graph? So now we'll do that, how can we represent a complex number in a graph, right? So geometrical representation of complex number, right? So we have to represent a complex number on a graph. So how can we do? Now we already know, right? This you already know, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Now take this is O point and this is P point, right? In trigonometry we have already done it. This is x and these points is x, y. So take this is theta, right? So this is OP. OP is a complex number, we have to denote it, and obviously you know that OP, you know, if this is a right angle triangle, so we know it is an OPM is an right angle triangle. So OP square is equal to, we know OP square is equal to OM square plus PM square, right? So OP, suppose it is Z, because complex number, Z square is equal to OM means x square plus y square, right? So what is this? Under root of, so we can say it's a conjugate, modulus of a complex number, right? So here in this way, but now we have to find the theta. OP we have already find it, right? We have found it already. Now we have to find the theta. So what is theta? Let's see. If I can say tangent theta is equal to OM upon PM, that is x or y, x over, it's base perpendicular, PM over OM, right? So it is y upon x. So what is theta here? Theta is equal to tangent inverse y upon x, right? So this theta is known as amplitude. This is known as amplitude of a complex number, ठीक है? किसी भी complex number amplitude, or we can say argument. Find the next question would be there, find out the argument of the complex number and find out the amplitude of the complex number. So if z is suppose z is a x plus iota y, it is a complex number, right? Z, so it is OP, right? We have to find OP in this way, and angle we have to find tan inverse, means amplitude or argument, right? So now next we'll check that in all quadrant, here angle is theta is equal to alpha, it is say alpha, it is alpha, okay, right? Suppose it is an alpha. Now this is in first quadrant, but it if it would be in second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Here in first quadrant x and y are positive, right? X and y are positive. In second quadrant, suppose if it is here x is negative, minus x plus iota y, right? Here minus x minus iota y, all both are negative, and here x minus iota y. So these are four quadrant. In four quadrant, x and y's values are different. according to that we have to find amplitude, right? So let's see in all quadrants what are the values of amplitude, what would be, I'm going to tell you. Let's see. Just you have to, no need to do more explanation. I'm just going to tell you because later on we will do more explanation how it is there and how just now you have to just learn only that if you know that this complex number in which quadrant, then you can easily find it, right? So I told you that in first quadrant x and y both are positive, in second quadrant y x is negative, y is positive, in third quadrant x and y both are negative, in fourth quadrant x is positive and y is negative. Now in first quadrant theta is equal to alpha. In first quadrant theta is equal to alpha means tangent inverse y upon x. Is that clear? Now in second quadrant theta would be equal to, if I'll say that if it is theta, so that is pi minus theta, right? So pi minus, if it is alpha, suppose that it is alpha, right? It is alpha, so pi minus alpha. So what would be theta? That is pi minus alpha. Alpha is here, that is pi minus alpha. In third quadrant you have to just learn these things. Theta means amplitude or argument. In third quadrant, let's see. In third quadrant, you can see that in two ways, because both x and y are negative. In both ways, we can write pi plus alpha also or minus pi. In here, theta is equal to in two ways, pi plus alpha or minus pi minus alpha. In this way, you can write pi plus alpha also. Both are right? Both angles of pi plus alpha or minus pi minus alpha in third quadrant. And in fourth quadrant, let's see in fourth quadrant what would be theta. Theta would be equal to you have to write in fourth quadrant theta would be equal to minus alpha or 2 pi minus alpha, right? In this way you have to judge that complex number in which quadrant complex number is lying, right? So you can judge by the values of x and y, that according to that you have to find the amplitude. Modulus, there is no difference, either it is lies in this either, so there would be no difference in modulus, but amplitude would be different, right? So amplitude would be judged by that complex number is lie in which quadrant. Now we'll do some exercises, some questions. In that question you can know easily that how can we found. Now let's take some more examples so that you can clearly understood. Let's see. So I'll take 4 examples, right? According and we have to find the amplitude like in quadrant. So let's take, I have 4 questions. Yes, 1 plus, first is z is equal to 1 plus under root 3 iota. Second is z is equal to minus 2 plus 2 under root 3 iota. Third is z is equal to minus under root 3 minus iota. And fourth one is 2 under root 3 minus 2 iota, right? Now just before I have already told in fourth quadrant how can we find the amplitude. Now we have to find the amplitude as well as the modulus of each. Now let's take first example. Z is equal to 1 plus under root 3 iota. Here let's see, x is positive, y is positive, so this complex number is lying in first quadrant, right? So now find the modulus. So modulus, you know, that is 1 square plus under root 3 square. So it is 2. Now amplitude, argument, theta is equal to alpha. Right? In first quadrant, theta is equal to alpha. So what is alpha? Tangent inverse y upon x. So what is y? Y, what is y? Under root 3 and x is 1. So it means theta is equal to tangent inverse, it is tangent pi by 6, sorry, pi by 3. So means pi by 3. So theta is equal to alpha, it is amplitude. Is that clear? Now question number 2. What is 2? 2 is z is equal to minus 2 plus 2 root 3 iota. Now here x is negative, y is positive. So it is in second quadrant. Second quadrant, modulus you can find easily. Right? Minus 2 square and 2 root 3 square. Now amplitude. Theta is equal to pi minus alpha. Theta is equal to pi minus alpha. So what is pi? Minus tangent inverse y. What is y? 2 root 3 by 2. I have already written pi minus alpha. So no need to write here minus 2 or something, right? So what is there? So it is also, so it could be pi minus, it is pi by 6. Pi minus pi by 6. So it is 5 pi by 6. Right? When we solve, it is, so theta is equal to, amplitude is equal to 5 pi by 6. Now same you can find in third. Now you can do it yourself. It is in third quadrant. And third quadrant you can find theta is equal to pi plus alpha, or otherwise minus into pi minus alpha. So both way you can find out. Now fourth one. Fourth one is in fourth quadrant. And here theta would be equal to minus alpha. Whenever you would find, so minus alpha would be theta. So in this way you can find out the amplitude of the, right? Let's do fourth. Let's do fourth question. I am going to do fourth question. For you can, that is z is equal to 2 root 3 minus 2 iota, right? So modulus you can find easily, no need. So theta is equal to, I know, minus alpha or 2 pi minus alpha. So we have to find, right? So theta is equal to minus tan inverse y upon x. Tan inverse. Now here y means 2. Here no need to take a negative or positive sign, because I have taken already sign here. So you have to use the only numbers, real numbers, 2 root 3. So it would be, it means theta is equal to minus tangent inverse 1 over root 3, means theta is equal to minus tan inverse into tan pi by 6. It is pi by 6. Okay? So what would be minus pi by 6? Right? So amplitude is equal to, theta is equal to minus pi by 6. So students, in this way you can find out the amplitude or argument of the complex numbers. So this was now today's concept is up to this only, and soon we will get next video, right? Till that you can practice, you can solve the exercises, even that NCERT questions you can solve, and you can also take help book, that is next reference book, R.D. Sharma is best for mathematics, right? So you can solve the questions. So next concept soon we will take, we will be soon. So till that, revise yourself. Thanks.